Hello students, welcome you in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. We have started with chapter number 4, that is ratio and proportion. And in the previous lecture we have completed with practice set 4.2. I hope you must have understood all the concepts very clearly. Please do revise because in mathematics practice is very much important. Now let us go further. Okay. Now we are going to study the operations on equal ratios. Here we are going to use the properties of equality, and by using those properties we can perform some operations on equal ratios. Now let us study which are these operations. Okay. So for this purpose we are going to take equal ratios. Two equal ratios we are going to see, and for that purpose we will take four numbers A, B, C, D, and A, B, C, D are positive integers. We are considering that these are positive integers. Okay. So let us see now the first operation. The very first operation is invertendo. Here if A upon B is equal to C upon D, that means two ratios are equal, then we can write the same ratios in the form of B upon A equal to D upon C. We are doing the invertendo here. We are doing the inverse here. Okay. Denominator is transferred to numerator and numerator is transferred to denominator. But here one thing you have to note, that whatever operation we are doing, you have to do on both the sides, left hand side as well as right hand side. Okay. A upon B is equal to C upon D, then B upon A is equal to D upon C. You cannot write A upon B is equal to D upon C. Okay. So the operation you need to perform on both the sides. This thing you have to keep in mind. This is also called as property. Okay. So this is first property, that is inverted. Let us go for the second one, that is alternando. In alternando, if A upon B is equal to C upon D, that means these two ratios are equal, then we can write A upon C is equal to B upon D. See, these two are interchanged. Okay. C is taking place of B and B is taking place of C. Okay. Here you know that the properties of equality, you know that we can multiply and divide both the sides of the equation by the same number. Okay, so and whatever number, if it is in division, we can take in multiplication to the other side. Okay, so simply interchanging is done here. This is called as what? Alternando. Okay, these two components are altered. We have changed their positions. Okay, or you can say that numerators are on left hand side and denominators are on right hand side. So if A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A upon C is equal to B upon D. This property is called as alternando. Okay. Then third property now, componendo. Same ratios again. A upon B is equal to C upon D. Then we can write A plus B upon B is equal to C plus D upon D. That means denominator we are adding to numerator. Denominator we are keeping as it is. Okay. In the numerator we are adding denominator both the sides. Okay. Whatever operation we are doing on left hand side, we have to do on right hand side. Okay. So the componendo stands for what? Addition. Adding denominator to the numerator in the numerator. This is called as what? Componendo. Okay. Next is dividendo. Dividendo stands for subtraction. So you will find that there is only difference of the sign here. Here you have minus sign. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A minus B upon B is equal to C minus D upon D. This is called as dividendo. Dividendo stands for subtraction here. Subtracting denominator from the numerator in the numerator. Okay. And the last property is combination of these two, and it's called as componendo dividendo. If A upon B is equal to C upon D, then A plus B upon A minus B is equal to C plus D upon C minus D. Means in the numerator we are adding and in the denominator we are subtracting. It's a combination of these two properties, componendo and dividendo. So the property is called as what? Componendo dividendo. Here condition is important that A is not equal to B and C is not equal to D. Because if it is equal, the denominator is going to become 0, and you know that 0 cannot appear in the denominator. It is meaningless. So this condition is important, that A is not equal to B and C is not equal to D. All of you please write down these properties because they are very, very important. You must understand them. Then and then only you can use them while solving the problems. Okay, so please write them down. It's very easy to understand. Invertendo means inverse. You have to write inverse. Okay. Alternando means you are going to alter these two numbers, B and C. You are going to change the place of B and C. That is called as alternando. Okay. I hope you must have completed. Then next is componendo. Componendo means to add denominator to the numerator. In the numerator, you don't have to change denominator here. Denominator remains as it is. Next is dividendo. Subtracting denominator from the numerator in the numerator here. And the last one is componendo dividendo. Combination of third and fourth property, adding denominator to the numerator in the numerator and subtracting denominator from the numerator in the denominator. Okay, so both the places you have to do this. Now let us discuss solved examples from the textbook based on this. Okay, because they are very, very important here. So first one is, if A upon B is equal to 5 upon 3, then find the ratio A plus 7B upon 7B. Here you have to observe this final thing, that what we want to find, and check that out of the 5 properties, out of the 5 operations which we have seen just now, which operation we can use here. So you will observe that A plus 7B and upon 7B means denominator is added to the numerator. So here componendo is done. So it is very clear that we have to make use of the property componendo here. But these type of questions we can solve by two different methods. Because you know that this property A upon B is equal to 5 upon 3. We can write this as 5k upon 3k, because you know that we can multiply and divide the ratio by the non-zero number. Okay, non-zero same number we can multiply or divide both the terms. Okay, so that property also we can use. So either you can use that method, or you can use the operations componendo dividendo, or whatever you want to do, invertendo. So there are two methods. But first method is not applicable everywhere. Second method is applicable for each and every question. So I will advise you to prefer second method. Okay. Let us start. Method 1. See, always you have to start with whatever provided to us. So if A upon B is equal to 5 upon 3, then you can write this as A upon 5 is equal to B upon 3 is equal to K. See here, in alternando is done. These two elements are switched, they are altered. Okay, their positions are interchanged. So this ratio is written as a upon 5 is equal to b upon 3 is equal to k. And after doing cross multiplication, we get a is equal to 5k and b is equal to 3k. Okay. So as I have said that if a upon b is 5 upon 3, it doesn't mean that a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 3. It means that a is equal to 5k and b is equal to 3k because some common multiple is always present. Now see, writing this particular step is not compulsory. From here also directly you can write this. A is equal to 5k and b is equal to 3k. But here while solving, directly you cannot write 5 in place of a or 3 in place of b. You will get correct answer, but this is compulsory. Taking the common multiple here is compulsory because this denotes the reduced form of the ratio. So please take a note that you will say that even if we don't take k, we are getting the correct answer. So why should we take k? Okay, but we have to make use of the properties, and that is why taking this as a multiple of k is compulsory. Okay, you need to write this. Then write down the given question. A plus 7b upon 7b. Here in place of a you are going to write 5k and in place of b you are going to write 3k. Okay, so 5k plus 7 into 3k upon 7 into 3k. So 5k plus 7 3s are 21k here and down also 21k. So when you add these, you are going to get 26k upon 21k. And here you can cut k and k from both the sides and answer is 26 upon 21. So this is one method. You have to take the multiple and you have to solve, substitute and solve. This is quite clear. Okay. Now in second method we are going to use the operations. For that purpose you are going to think in some different way. Okay. So let us go towards method 2 now. Always you have to start with what is provided to you. That is a upon b is equal to 5 upon 3. Now here we have to do certain changes. So for that purpose observe this. Here you have to observe and decide the numerator and denominator. So by observing here we can decide that numerator is a and denominator is 7b. But here only we have b. So we have to convert it to 7b. That means in the denominator we have to multiply by 7. So when we are multiplying, we have to multiply both the sides, left hand side as well as right hand side. So this will become a upon 7b is equal to 5 upon 21, because here also we are multiplying by 7 and here also we are multiplying by 7. So 3 7s are 21. Now as I have said previously, you can observe that this is componendo. So we are going to use componendo. That means adding denominator to the numerator. Denominator will remain as it is. So a plus 7b upon 7b is equal to 5 plus 21 upon 21. Don't forget to write down the reason using componendo. Okay, it carries marks that by what property you have written this, which operation you have used. So don't forget to give the reason. Now it's very easy. 5 plus 21 is equal to 26 upon 20. See, you can see answer is same in both the methods. But as I have said, if you are not taking k here and directly if you are substituting, you are wrong. This method is applicable everywhere. You can solve any type of question by using this method. Okay. Let's go towards next question. Example number 2 is similar, only their minus sign is there. We are using dividend, so I am not taking that. I am going to the third example now. If a upon b is equal to 7 upon 3, then find the value of the ratio a plus 2b upon a minus 2b. As I have said, observe here plus and minus. So immediately you will come to know that componendo dividendo is used here. So you have to think and decide. Also you will observe that numerator is a and denominator is 2b. So I have to convert accordingly. Here also we are going to use two methods. So let us see first method by using the common multiple. Okay. So in method 1 now, as I have said, there is no need to write alternando. Directly from here, a you can take as 7m, you can take 7k also, and b is 3m. You have to take some constant here. Any alphabet you can take. You can take x also, no doubt. Okay, so any alphabet you can take. Now write down the question, a plus 2b upon a minus 2b, and simply substitute 7m in place of a and 3m in place of b. Okay, so what we are going to get? 7m plus 2 into 3m upon 7m minus 2 into 3m. So 7m plus 6m upon 7m minus 6m. So 13m upon m. M and m is cancelled. So your answer is 13 upon 1. See, it's a ratio. So you need to write it in the form of 13 upon 1, which is same as 30. This is first method. Now let us see the second method by using the operations. Okay. So see, start with whatever provided to you. A upon b is equal to 7 upon 3. Then as I have said, we have to observe these and decide what is the numerator and what is the denominator. So numerator is a here and denominator is 2b. That means in the denominator 2 is present, which is not present in the original ratio. So here also you have to multiply by 2. So the new ratio will be 7 upon 6. A upon 2b is equal to 7 upon 6. We have multiplied both the sides by 1 upon 2. Always write down the reason for your statement, that what you have done in this particular statement or in this particular step. Now see, we are ready with numerator and denominator, and we know that which operation we are going to follow. We are going to use componendo dividendo. So whenever you are doing componendo dividendo, you have to do on both the sides. A plus 2b upon a minus 2b. So here on the right hand side, 7 plus 6 upon 7 minus 6. Left hand side write as it is. 7 plus 6 is 13 and 7 minus 6 is 1. So your answer is what? 13 upon 1. Okay, so this way you can solve every problem by two different methods. Okay. Let us go further. One more question we will discuss. I am discussing this question because this question is different. See, example 4. If a upon 3 is equal to b upon 2, then find the value of the ratio 5a plus 3b upon 7a minus 2b. See, here plus and minus sign is there, but it doesn't mean that you have to use componendo dividendo here, because what you will observe is these two terms are not same. Here 5a is there and here 7a is there. In case of componendo and dividendo, these two terms and these two terms, they are always same, only they differ by sign. But here it is different case. See, these terms are not same. So we have to solve this question by some other method. Okay. So let us see how to solve it. Here also we are using two methods. So let us see the first method. We are starting with whatever provided to us, that is a upon 3 is equal to b upon 2. Now we are doing alternando. Why? Because we want value of a upon b. So by using alternando, that means switching these two terms, we are exchanging. A upon b is equal to 3 upon 2. Using alternando. Now this value of a upon b we are going to use here. So let us write down the question, and here in this question we want this term a upon b. That is why we are going to divide by b in the numerator as well as in the denominator. That means this every term we are going to divide by b. Okay. So see, dividing each term of the question by b, It's everywhere. So what we are doing, 5a upon b plus 3b upon b divided by 7a upon b minus 2b upon b. So here b and b got cancelled. And while writing, what we have done is 5 is taken out and in the bracket we have written a upon b. Why? Because we know the value of a upon b. That is why we found that same term here in the question. So 5 inside the bracket a upon b plus 3 divided by 7 into a upon b minus 2. Now we are going to replace this a upon b by 3 upon 2. And then we are going to get the answer. So let us replace that. Okay. So everywhere in place of a upon b, both the places, we have written 3 upon 2. Now when we will multiply here, we will get 15 upon 2 here and 21 upon 2 here. Okay. So that is our next step. And then again we are going to cross multiply, because you know that we can add the fractions only when their denominators are equal. So here also we want 2. So we are going to go for cross multiplication. So 15 plus 6 divided by 2. And here 21 minus 4 divided by 2. But in this state that divided by 2 is not written, because it is cancelled from both the places, numerator as well as denominator. Okay. So what we have, 15 plus 6, that is 21, and 21 minus 4, that is 17. That is 21 upon 17 is the answer. This is first method. Okay. Now let us go for second method. That means the method which we use, that we are going to take the multiple, that a is equal to 3k and b is equal to 2k, and simply we will put those values here and we are going to get the answer. That is the second method. Okay. So let us see now. So a upon 3 is equal to b upon 2, that we will take as some constant. Now here letter t is taken. You can take any letter as I have said. So a is going to become 3t and b is going to become 2t. Then write down the question and replace a by 3t and b by 2t. So what you are going to get, 5 into 3t plus 3 into 2t divided by 7 into 3t minus 2 into 2t. So 5 3s are 15t plus 3 into 2t, that is 60. Here 7 3s are 21, so 21t. 2 2s are 4, so 4t. Okay. So 15t plus 60, that is 21t, and 21t minus 4t, that is 17t, which is equal to 21 upon 17. This method looks easy because you need to substitute directly. But as I have said, this method is not applicable everywhere. Okay, you will come to know that later the questions are different and there this method is not applicable because you have higher powers and so on. So always I will advise you to prefer the operations on the equal ratio. Which are they? First one is invertendo, second one is alternando, componendo, dividendo and componendo dividendo. Okay, so let us go further now. One more example I want to discuss because this is also again different. See the question. If 5x is equal to 4y, then find the value of the ratio 3x square plus y square upon 3x square minus y square. So easily by observing this you will come to know that we are going to use componendo dividendo here, and numerator is 3x square and denominator is y square. So we have to find those two things. For that purpose we have to make use of whatever given to us. In the previous questions the ratios were given to us, but now the ratio is not given. But from this given information we can write down the ratio. 5x is equal to 4y. You can take this y below x and this 5 below 4. So you will get x upon y is equal to 4 upon 5. Okay. But now here squares are present. So we also have to square. So we are squaring both the sides. So what we got? X square upon y square is equal to 16 upon 25. Further, when you observe that numerator is 3x square and denominator is y square, but here 3 is not present. So we have to multiply by 3 on both the sides. So multiply by 3 on both the sides. So what we are going to get? 3x square upon y square is equal to 16 into 3, 48 upon 25. Now see, we have the required numerator and denominator. Can you see? This is numerator and this is denominator, which we have found out. Now we are going to use the property that is componendo dividendo on both the sides. Okay, that means do addition in numerator and do subtraction in denominator. So 3x square plus y square upon 3x square minus y square is equal to 48 plus 25 divided by 48 minus 25. Okay. So 48 plus 25 is 73 and 48 minus 25 is 23. This way we are going to solve it. Here there is no second method provided. Here there are powers. Okay. So here you have to make use of operations. So I said in the beginning that always keep habit of using the properties or the ratios which we used to use. Okay. We have studied. I hope you must have understood this. Let us go further now. Now the next is application of properties of equal ratios. That means the properties, 5 properties which we have studied, how we can use those properties to solve the equations. Okay. So when such very big equations are given, it is not easy to solve them. So by using the 5 properties which we have studied just now, it becomes very convenient to solve such type of equations. Okay. So see the first one. Solve the equation 3x square plus 5x plus 7 upon 10x plus 14. 3x square is equal to 3x square plus 4x plus 3 upon 8x plus 6. Now here also you have to observe the question, and here we need to eliminate some of the terms. Here from this we have to eliminate some terms so that we can get the things easily. Okay. So like here you will observe that here 10x is there and here 5x is there. Here 7 is there and this is 14. So these terms are exactly double, you can observe. Same thing here. 8x is double of 4x and 6 is double of 3. So if we multiply here by 2 everywhere, to each and every term, or to both the sides, if we multiply by 2, we are going to get these terms. Okay. Or the second one, what you can do is, if you can take out common 2 from here, take out common 2 here, take out common 2 here, and then 2 will get cancelled from both the sides, then also you will get. So either you multiply, in the textbook now it is multiplied, but I am telling you the second method also. From here you can take out 2 common. So what you will get, 2 inside the bracket 5x plus 7, and here you will get 2 inside the bracket 4x plus 3, and from both the sides you can cancel 2. So that way also you can do, but here multiplication is done. So see, multiplied each and every term by 2. So what you got, 6x square plus 10x plus 14, and here 6x square plus 8x plus 6. See, now the terms are same. You can see this, both the places. Also what you will observe is their signs are same, plus and plus. So if we are going to perform componendo, that means adding denominator to the numerator, the terms will not get cancelled. But if we go for dividendo, that means subtraction, then they will get cancelled. So here you have to decide, if the signs are same, you will go for dividendo, and if the signs are opposite, you are going to go for componendo. So these things you have to keep in mind. First thing to keep in mind is what? You have to equate the terms. You have to make them same. Then observe their signs. If the signs are same, go for dividendo. If the signs are opposite, go for componendo. Here since the signs are same, we are going to go for dividendo. See, using dividendo. That means subtracting denominator from the numerator. See, numerator minus denominator, both the places. Denominator is kept as it is. Now you will observe plus 10x and minus 10x cancelled. Plus 14 and minus 14 cancelled. 8x minus 8x cancelled and plus 6 minus 6 cancelled. So it is reduced now, that is 6x square upon 10x plus 14 is equal to 6x square upon 8x plus 6. Now we have to first check for x is equal to 0. If we put x is equal to 0, then numerator is going to become 0 and left hand side is going to become equal to the right hand side. LHS is equal to RHS. So this equation is true for x is equal to 0 because both the sides are equal. So we can say that x is equal to 0 is a solution for this equation. To solve the equation means what? To find the value of x. So here one value is x. But if x is not equal to 0, then x square is also not equal to 0. So we can divide both the sides by 6x square. This 6x square can be cancelled from both the sides. So what we are going to get? 1 upon 10x plus 14 is equal to 1 upon 8x plus 6. Then go for cross multiplication. So what we got? 8x plus 6 is equal to 10x plus 14. And then we have to equate the terms. Take the like terms together. So 10x minus 8x is equal to 6 minus 14. And therefore 2x is equal to minus 8 and from that x is equal to minus 4. In this way we got two solutions for this particular equation. First is x is equal to minus 4 and second is x is equal to 0. Two solutions are there for the given equation. Okay. In the next lecture we will try to understand more problems and then we will start solving practice set 4.3. Till that, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you, students.